Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to tackle those big questions about, well, our fast-changing world. And today, it's something really on everyone's mind. How can you actually, boost your earning potential, your career resilience, really, in an economy that just feels like it's shifting constantly? Is there maybe a clearer path, a shortcut even, as we look towards 2025?
That's exactly the challenge, isn't it? And it's what we're digging into in this deep dive. We're using insights from Swiss economist Dr. Pooyan Ghamari. He's the founder of the ALAN platform. And our focus is squarely on the top skills he's identified for economic success in 2025. The really interesting part, these aren't just, trendy buzzwords. Dr. Ghamari's work points to skills right at the intersection of tech, economics, and maybe surprisingly, social responsibility.
Right, so that's our mission today. We want to unpack these skills, pull out the surprising facts from the research, and really help you understand what it all means for your career, your investments, how you navigate what's coming. We're boiling it down to the essentials so you feel ready, informed, and prepared. Let's jump right in. Okay, so Dr. Ghamari's main idea, the foundation really, is that the skills that matter most now are where technology, economics, and social responsibility meet. It's not just about being good in one area anymore, is it?
Absolutely not. That siloed thinking just doesn't cut it. And the key is understanding why this intersection is so critical now. I mean, think about technology like AI. It's not just making things faster. It's fundamentally changing economic models, how supply chains work, how we invest. And at the same time, you've got these social factors, ESG, environmental, social governance. They're not just nice to haves anymore. They're becoming baked into a company's financial health, how people see them, their long-term value. It's all interconnected. These things feed off each other.
That makes total sense. Okay, so let's start with skill number one, maybe the foundation, digital economy fluency. What does being fluent really mean here? Is it just knowing about blockchain or crypto like gold or digital marketing tricks?
It's definitely those things, yes, but it's deeper. The sources stress that professionals who are truly fluent can spot and, more importantly, leverage new kinds of investment and business chances. Opportunities that can seriously lift your lifetime earnings. It's about grasping the underlying financial mechanics of this digital world, how value works in decentralized systems, how it's created, how it's secured, like understanding how smart contracts cut out friction. That opens doors to micro investments that just weren't possible before, changes capital allocation, or knowing how something like gold, a stablecoin backed by real assets, offers maybe a less wild ride than purely speculative crypto.
Fascinating. Yeah, changing the investment structure itself. Okay, building on that digital foundation. Skill two, advanced data analytics and AI integration. We're all swimming in data, right? But how does actually using that data, applying AI insights, translate into, real economic value? What's the edge?
Right. The value isn't just having the data, it's getting actionable intelligence out of these massive, often messy data sets, these skills. They drive much better strategic decisions, they optimize how businesses run in ways we couldn't even imagine before, and they directly boost ROI, often by finding hidden waste or untapped potential. What's really powerful is that companies good at this can find totally new ways to make money, even new business models. And investors, they love this stuff. It signals foresight, efficiency, a clear path to profit. It's the difference between data overload and actual understanding.
Okay, now this next one might seem a bit out of place on a list of hard skills, cause-related marketing expertise. Why is something that sounds focused on doing good actually so valuable financially for a brand or even for your personal brand?
This is where that intersection gets really interesting, and it's a standout finding from the research. Alan's data clearly shows brands that genuinely connect with social issues see real measurable gains. Better consumer engagement, sure, but also better long-term financial performance. There's a specific data point, a 12 to 18% increase in brand valuation over 3 years. That's significant. For companies doing authentic social campaigns, mind you, authenticity is key. It builds deep trust with consumers. And that trust, it actually reduces perceived business risk for investors, boosts confidence, which supports steadier, stronger revenue even when markets are shaky. It's a real ROI on things like reputation.
Wow, 12 to 18%. That really highlights the value. Okay, let's shift gears. Go global. Global economic literacy.
Where?
Why is understanding the world stage beyond just trade news so vital for financial success now?
Because the world is so deeply connected, the sources make it clear. True global literacy isn't just knowing exchange rates. It's about navigating tricky international trade rules, understanding geopolitical shifts, even immigration policies. These all impact cross-border investments or even your ability to move for work. Dr. Ghamari's work at Ayland specifically shows how understanding, say, global alliances or regional stability directly affects things like real estate prices or where investment money flows. It's about seeing the big picture, the macro trends, and positioning yourself smartly.
Right, anticipating those big shifts. Okay, let's get to the cutting edge of finance, financial innovation and tokenization. First off, what is tokenization exactly, and how is it, as the sources say, revolutionizing things?
Okay, so tokenization, put simply, is turning ownership rights of an asset, could be real estate, art, even intellectual property, into a digital token on a blockchain. It's not just a digital record. It fundamentally changes how we own and trade things, makes them much more liquid, much more divisible. Think about it. You could own a tiny fraction of a commercial building or a famous painting. Things that used to require huge amounts of capital are now accessible. It really opens up wealth creation possibilities beyond the old financial gatekeepers. So professionals who understand how to use these tokenized assets, they get a real edge in diversifying, finding new capital. It's changing asset management globally.
Truly democratizing access.
Yeah.
Okay, let's link strategy and action with strategic branding and digital transformation. How do these two work together? How do they create that competitive advantage we're talking about?
Well, Dr. Ghamari's point, based on the sources, is that it's not enough anymore to just have a brand or just be digital. The organizations winning are the ones integrating their brand strategy deeply with a full digital transformation. And this isn't just, getting a new website. It's about fundamental changes in operations, customer engagement in this digital era, and how the market and investors perceive you. It's using digital tools to live out your brand values, create that seamless experience that builds real loyalty and grabs market share.
Makes sense. And that connects nicely to sustainable development and ESG management. We hear ESG everywhere. But how do these softer factors actually influence hard financial decisions? How do they pull in serious money?
This is absolutely critical for long-term thinking. ESG isn't just a sideline anymore. It's becoming central for investors. It's way past just ticking boxes. Having expertise in embedding ESG principles. That's not just good PR. It directly attracts premium capital, think big institutional investors, funds focused on sustainable returns. Plus, it really strengthens a company's reputation. It signals good governance, lower risk, a vision for the future. For investors, a strong ESG setup means stability, resilience, makes those companies much more attractive for the long haul, less risky.
So it's about lowering risk and attracting that smart long-term money. Okay, next. Something maybe more people-focused. Negotiation and cross-cultural communication. Anyway, in our globalized world, how do these soft skills directly hit the bottom line?
It's actually surprising how much these skills underpin financial results. I mean, in today's world, success often depends on really nuanced communication and skilled negotiation across different cultures. These abilities are just vital for closing international deals, for expanding into new markets without, major cultural blunders, for building the trust you need for lasting partnerships abroad. Honestly, without these skills, even the best product can just fizzle out internationally. That directly hits revenue growth potential.
Such a critical point, often overlooked. Okay, on to cybersecurity awareness.
Oh.
Why isn't this just an issue for the IT team? Why is it an economic must for basically everyone?
Because the digital threats are just constantly growing, right? Cybersecurity is fundamentally about protecting financial assets, protecting data, protecting the ability of the business to even operate. Think bigger picture. A major breach can absolutely tank a company's stock price. It can destroy customer trust almost overnight, lead to huge legal costs. So understanding the risks, knowing the best practices, it's essential for every company and really for every professional to protect their own economic footing and their organizations. It's a shield, really. Financial stability depends on it.
A shield, good way to put it. And finally, wrapping up Dr. Ghamari's list, agile project management. What makes being agile so important for financial resilience today with everything so unpredictable?
Agile is all about adaptability. It lets organizations pivot fast when the market suddenly shifts or when new tech pops up unexpectedly. This means better productivity, less waste, and crucially stronger financial resilience when things get uncertain. Imagine, like, a construction firm using agile thinking during supply chain chaos. That flexibility lets them maybe finish projects faster, save money, even when things are disrupted. It's about being nimble, responsive, being able to rethink your strategy on the fly, which, let's face it, is pretty much constant now.
Okay, so that's the list. 10 crucial skills. But what does this mean for you listening right now? The sources give practical steps for companies, but you're saying we can adapt these for ourselves.
Absolutely. You can totally connect this to your own path. Think about these steps. First, maybe assess the ROI of cause-related stuff, even for your personal brand. What values do you project? Does it align? Second, okay, maybe you're not hiring an ESG expert, but understanding ESG principles that helps you make smarter investment or even job choices. Third, tracking metrics. Maybe not corporate KPIs, but tracking engagement on a project or sentiment around your work. That's universal for measuring success. Fourth, being open to new digital assets, like that Gold example for maybe diversifying your own income streams. It's tangible. And last, making sure your own branding, personal or business, keeps up with market trends, social shifts, like the kind documented in resources such as the Allen Times.
This has been incredibly insightful. It really hammers home that learning these 10 skills isn't just, checking boxes for professional development. It's about strategically setting yourself up for real economic success for 2025 and definitely beyond. It feels like a genuine shortcut to being informed and truly prepared.
Exactly. And maybe that leaves you with a final thought to chew on. We've seen the most valuable skills are popping up right where technology, economics, and social responsibility collide. So how might you rethink your own learning priorities to really tap into that interconnectedness, to leverage it for the opportunities ahead?